This is the video for routine 104 of the Polygon scan game. Here we see it sets the value of I to the active index. And then it says, is the value of X at the ith position 9,999? If so, go to EB. That means it's not really an XY position, but it's at a position where there's a start of a polygon. Well, if it's not all nines there, it sets TS to 20, WS to 4 greater than 20, an XY position of the X and Y value. See, it wasn't a start position, it was an XY value. Then puts the correct offsets of X and Y, the 700 and 100, sets the color to blue, sets the quill to 1, that's how wide the line will be, because here it's going to draw an oval. Well, let's go see what it did. This is this blue circle. It got the index from over here, saying it's X120, Y9, but then it had to add to that the offset of this position here to get it to the right position here. So that's what we've seen so far in this routine. Now we continue on with the routine. It sets MG to 0, that's an offset it's going to use. Sets A, B to the X and Y offsets to get to the white box. It's 700 over, 100 down. Sets the color to red. Sets the quill value to 1. That's how wide lines will be. Sets P to 1. That's the position it's starting at in the list. Down here we'll see it starts at I equal to 1, not the 0 position. Then for I equals 1, all the way down here to next one, NG, one at a time. That's every one of the XY values and the start positions in the list. It's going to go through every one except at offset 0, because it started at I equals 1. It says if it's not equal to 9,999, which means it's not one of the starts, go to EE. Well, it comes down here and just goes around again. So it's going to keep going around until it finds a start. Then it says set Z to the value of I and subtract P from it. P is what it was at when it started, and I is where it's at now, so the difference is how many it found. How many points did it find? If the value of Z, the number of points it found, is less than 2, it goes to EC. It can't draw a polygon that has only 1 point. It needs at least 2 points to draw a line. Then it says set L to 1. Now that's an offset it's going to use for this instruction here, add L. Set N to how many you found, which was Z. And then it does a fancy thing here. It's going to take all the values here at X value offset P, move them to .px offset MG, which changes by 200 every time it goes to a next start. We'll see that down here. Add 200 to MG. This instruction is going to add the offsets of 700 and 100 to all the values here for X and Y, and at the same time move them to a different place. Then it sets L to MG, that's the position, and adds the number it moved, Z, because it's going to take the first point and make it also the last point. Polygons automatically fill themselves to go to the end. But in this case, we're going to make a line. It doesn't do that, so we have to tell it your last position is the same as your first position. Then, because we did that, we add 1 to z, the count, and here we're going to set up the dots so that we can draw the line. This is the operation that sets up the dots, so this next one draws the line. Here's where we add the 200 to mg, because every one of them is offset by another value of 200. Then we set its each count to the number that we found in that particular polygon that we're, well, actually it's a line that we're drawing, so we know how many lines it drew. Then we set p to I plus 1. That p is used to determine how many we found. We're at p. Next time we find in all 9s, we'll be at I. We'll take the difference again to see how many were found. Then it says if the y value at the position it's on next is greater than or equal to 8, it's over. There are no more starts. So this is where it draws all the lines, and we'll go to the program. These red lines here that we built to outline the A, and we only had to get to this point down here, it automatically put this last line in there. Same with when we did the polygon inside here. We didn't have to finish it to the beginning point up here. Alright, this is the end of the video for routine 104 of the Polyscan game.